Hey everybody, so we're pretty excited to put together this pick video with you. This is a big event for us. We always enjoy putting this together. It's a big milestone for the puppies to be at this age. They've come so far in so short a time. Their personalities are evident and we can tell you a little bit more about them, and we're excited to share that with you. We'll give you another up close look at each one so that you can see what their markings look like right now, and we'll share some of their energy levels and their disposition and their current sizes and things like that. Try to give you the best overall view of the pups as we can. The pups are having a great time playing. We have this covered outdoor play area that we can utilize, and it's been a little bit cold the last little bit, but it has warmed up and the pups are loving it. So we'll just kind of get right into it and let you see the pups. We're gonna do a little bit of a backup view of this little play area and let you watch the pups as I show off the other pups, so you can kind of see them playing around and have a little bit of a combined video of a play video plus the pick video. So I wish I had a red carpet or something like that. That's a big deal. I feel like I should roll out the red carpet for a big event like this, but we'll do the best we can with getting the right angle of the camera and getting it all set up so you can get a good overall feel for the pups and where they're at right now. So I'm gonna stop the video and put the camera up so that you can so I can focus on holding the pups and showing them to you, and you can not pay attention to me so much moving around too much. So we'll get that going. Okay, so I think I've got the camera repositioned and you should be able to get a good view of the pups playing around here. As you can see, all of these pups are just amazing. They have the sought after Vizsla disposition of just loving people. Look at these guys. They just want to be with their people, and that is the thing that makes them the happiest. And so we try really hard to find great families for these pups, and families that will love them and take care of them, because these pups will love their families and take care of their families. So I'm just going to start at the top of the list and go down through this and share with you more about them, and then I'll hold each pup kind of up close to the camera and give you a good view in there. So we're going to start with Miss Purple. Where is she at right now? She's off playing. Where did you go, Miss Purple? Where are you? Come on, Purple. Which way did you go? Did I lose you? Did I lose you? While Miss Purple's making her way back over here, she was taking a nap. Come on, come on, come on over here. Come on, Purple. Come on. Come see us. Let me go get her. She doesn't want to be woken up. These guys have just been playing and playing. Here she comes. They've just been playing and playing and have kind of tuckered themselves out. She was sleeping, huh? Before I start, I will actually mention that these pups all come to a whistle. We have not trained them, but we have been conditioning them to recall and come to a whistle. Every time we feed them, we whistle, so they are accustomed to hearing that sound and have associated that with the positive reinforcement of getting tasty foods. So that's why Miss Purple came and decided to wake up even though she was asleep. So Miss Purple at birth was 0.90 pounds, almost a pound, and right now she is 5.46 pounds. So she is growing well. She's on the smaller end of the spectrum for this litter, but still definitely not undersized. This is actually typical average sized for our puppies. and their sizes at this age. And so she's definitely not undersized at all. So good girl, Miss Purple, looking at the camera. Thank you for doing that. I will just tip her back and bring her up close to the camera here and show you. She continues to be solid on the chest and neck. We're not seeing any new markings that way. Basically, their markings at birth are pretty consistent with them as they grow and the age as they get a little bit older. And so very consistent that way. Color wise, I'm going to hold up all of 3 of the girls and let you see the girls side by side. There's a slight variation in the colors of the girls from darker to lighter, and so I'll do that right at the very end after I get all of them taken care of. So Purple, disposition wise, she's a little bit of a middle of the road personality. She's not super confident, not super timid, middle of the road personality, and right now she's just acting like a sleepyhead. Just wants to go back to sleep, don't you? They all had a good lunch, and here in the afternoon she just wants to go back and lay back down. So I'm gonna put her down and see where she wanders off to. But we'll go on to Miss Pink next. Where did she go? She's down here playing in the puppy pile. Nope, Big Brother Brown's giving her a run for the money. Pink's not a pushover though. She knows how to take care of herself with her brothers. So don't let being a girl fool you, huh? Girl power. Power to the Pink, right, Miss Pink? That's right. So Miss Pink at birth, she was 0.99 pounds, and right now she is 5.73 pounds. And I'm kind of thinking I should have changed the angle of the camera. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a different angle on the camera. This angle kind of works well for when I tip them back and show you their markings. And maybe I'll do a little change of the angle here in a little bit so you can get a better view of their faces. They just want to look down instead of up at the camera. But Miss Pink, she still has that small marking on her neck and the small patch on her chest. If you can get a shot of that there. And then at this age, their tummy fur really changes. They're going through that middle phase of when they lose their newborn coat, and they're but this is kind of an in-between coat. It's kind of a puppy coat. It's not their adult coat yet, and it's really thin historically on their tummy and on their chest area, so we don't see the groin markings near as much now. But you can reference back to the birth video to kind of see more of that. So let's go to Miss Yellow next. And she's down here almost falling asleep right here at my feet. So Pink's personality, she's also middle of the road personality. Not super dominant, not super timid either. And so Yellow, same with her, middle of the road personality, not super dominant or super timid. They both can hold their own with their brothers, as you can see them playing. Sometimes the girls are the ones instigating the play and the wrestling and all of the puppy personality type things that we were looking for as far as their dominant personalities or more submissive personalities. But Yellow's middle of the road. So at birth, Yellow was 0.81 pounds, and right now she's 5.31 pounds. So out of the whole litter, even though Miss Yellow is small, she's definitely not a runt. She's still full size is what we would consider for a Vizsla pup. So it's pretty common for us to see some of the girls on the little smaller end of the spectrum, and Miss Yellow is just slightly smaller than some of her brothers, and her sisters. So at 5.31s, still a very healthy size and doing well that way. So, and that wraps up the girls. Let me grab pink and purple, hold them up side by side. This angle of the camera is going to be really good for letting you see their colors side by side. So I'll do that and we'll let you see these guys. Okay, Miss Pink, you're up. Come see me. Here we go. Let's see if I can get all three of you at the same time. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do purple, pink in the middle, and then yellow. Maybe I can get three. I do this all the time. I can do it. I know if I try hard enough, I can get you wrapped up good and snuggled 3 at a time. Okay, here we go. I've got them, just about got them here. And let me get Miss Pink a little bit better organized in my hands. And there we go. So Miss Yellow, slightly lighter. Miss Purple, kind of a middle of the road color. And then Pink is just slightly darker than her sisters. So that's a good view of their coat colors and some of their differences that way. So each of them definitely beautiful in their own regard and just have excellent coats, very healthy and very good Vizsla dispositions. So that wraps up the girls, and next we're gonna move on to the boys. We got Mr. Brown coming up, and he has been running around. I'm surprised you're not asleep. You've been so playful the last little bit here. So Mr. Brown, he at birth was 0.99 pounds, and right now he is 6.43 pounds. So very healthy size for this age and doing excellent that way. He's been eating very well. So he still has what I would say a very small mark on his neck. At this age it's really hard to see, but if you look close you can see that there. That's just going to be right down his neck and in the collar area. And then he has the larger mark on his chest. He has the most pronounced mark out of everybody. And then his groin marking, we're not really seeing that right now, but that will probably come back with his adult coat. So that is Mr. Brown. So personality wise, Mr. Brown is a middle of the road personality. He's not timid, he's not super dominant either. He's middle of the road with this particular litter. So we don't see, honestly, with all of these pups, I'm not seeing any of the pups that are really submissive or overly timid. Sometimes we'll have a pup that's, you know, just wants to run to mama over every little sound, or just looks to mom for a lot of comfort and direction on everything. And we're not seeing that with any of these pups. But Mr. Brown, he's just kind of middle of the road and great disposition. So next we will go on to Mr. Orange. He's off hiding at the edges of things. How you doing, Mr. Orange? How are you doing? I hope you don't mind me making you the star of the show for a minute. You were getting ready to go to sleep, weren't you? Laying down over there. So Mr. Orange at birth, he was 1.03 pounds, and right now he is 6.63 pounds. So size wise, that puts him at number 2 in the litter right now. And so he's not the very biggest out of all of them, but he's still a very full-sized pup for this age. So his markings, if you want to pay attention as I roll him back, he's still clear on his chest and just has that slight groin marking that way. So this is Mr. Orange. And next we'll go to Mr. Blue. He's been over here hanging out at my toes. So Mr. Blue, he's middle of the road personality. Still got all of the spunk and energy, just like all of his siblings and personality wise, but middle of the road. And he at birth was 0.92 pounds, and currently he's 6.04 pounds. So good size, healthy pup for this age. And I will roll him back on his back. He still has that slight chest mark that's there, and then we're not seeing much on his neck or his groin area. His groin area, he's still got just a few light hairs that way. So that is Mr. Blue. And I am feeling like I need to change the angle of the camera here in a minute, so bear with me. I'll get through the weights and things like that and tipping them back to let you see their markings, and then I'll swap the camera angle so you can get a better view of them. And besides, they're all tuckering out and laying down, taking a nap, so this is a great time to change the angle and kind of line them up so you can see them side by side. So next we will do Mr. Gray. He's already conked out over here. And so, Mr. Gray, I'm gonna wake you up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So Mr. Gray here, he was 0.97 pounds at birth, and currently he's 6.76 pounds. So he actually happens to be the biggest pup of the litter, and just slightly bigger than some of his siblings, some of his brothers, but he is just definitely loving to eat, and he's just an excellent eater. Energy wise, he's slightly less energetic than some of his siblings, so he keeps his weight on a little bit more that way. So he loves to eat, and he's just a little bit more laid back energy wise and disposition wise. He's not timid or shy or anything like that, but he is keeping his weight on, being a little bit less energetic. So not dominant, not timid or anything like that, just a bigger pup. So if I tip him back, he's got the slight, ever so slight markings on his neck still, if you can see that, and then he's still clear on his chest, and then just has a few light hairs down in the groin area. So that is Mr. Gray. And last but not least, we have Mr. Green coming up. So I actually think I went out of order here. Green should have been second to last, but he happens to be last today. On my list, he's second to last, but that's just the birth notes that we took as they were being born. So Green, he was also 0.97 pounds at birth, and he is currently 5.56 pounds. So he actually happens to be the smallest one of all the boys, and he's just falling asleep in my arms here. He was tuckered out when I woke him up. Sorry about that. So Mr. Green, he's the smallest, but that doesn't mean he is a runt or a pushover. So disposition wise, he's actually one of the more assertive of the boys, and out of all the pups, he wants to be the leader the more frequently than his other siblings. So as the pups grow and things like that, they assert themselves, and some kind of back off a little sooner than others. Mr. Green, he wants to be the leader, and so far he's been maintaining that position, even though he's not the biggest one. So he's 5.56 pounds, and some of his siblings have a full pound plus on his size, but he loves to run the show a little bit. So that's his disposition. If I roll him back, we've got he's got this small marking on his chest still, and clear on his neck, and then he's got the lighter hairs on his groin. Those are hard to see basically with the light thin fur that they have at this age. So anyways, that wraps up all of the boys and their sizes and their dispositions. And next I'm gonna move the camera, and while these pups are all tuckered out and laying down, I'm gonna try to get the boys lined up side by side so you can see coat color a little bit better and see some of the differences that way. So let me pause for a second, see who I can get moved around and lined up, and see who stays asleep and stays put. So we'll work on that. Okay, I've got the camera in my hand here. We got the GoPro going, and we'll see if we can get these pups to line up. We've got Miss Pink down here. She's at my fingertip. And we've got Mr. Brown, Mr. Green right here. I'm gonna see if I can curl Mr. Gray around a little bit, see if he'll snuggle there. And I've got Miss Yellow. I'm gonna tuck her over by the girls' side of things. We'll put her over by Miss Pink. I'm sorry, go back to sleep. You're okay. Just me wrestling people around. And we got Miss Purple. I'm going to move her over to the girls. Okay, you're good, Miss Purple. Go ahead and snuggle in. Oh, she's gonna use everybody as a pillow. Here she comes. That won't last long. The boys will say, you're making me too warm. I'll move out of the pile. So I just moved Mr. Gray and Mr. Orange over. So we've got them lined up. And I'll see if I can move Purple off the pile here. Maybe I can talk her into coming over by Pink. Okay, right there. There you go. Can you snuggle in? Can you snuggle in for just a minute, will you? Okay, snuggle in for just a minute. There you go. Okay, so we got Mr. Blue, Brown, we got Green, Gray, and Orange. So color-wise, there's a lot of similarities in these. If the camera will do them justice, a lot of it has to do with which angle you're looking at them. If you're looking at the side belly shot, they're always lighter down there than what they are across their back. So I'll try to maneuver them a little bit so you can see kind of the backs of all of them side by side here. Might not be able to do that. They just want to move around a little bit and snuggle in. So can you move over here with me for a little bit, Mr. Blue? Honestly, they're just so close in colors. There's very little variation in their colors. Hi, Mr. Blue. Hi. You want to just look at the camera and get some snuggle time? That's fine. There's so little variation in their colors that if you have them separate from each other, just going off of color, you almost can't tell a difference. But if you get them right next to each other and right side by side, you'll see the subtle difference of them. Orange is a little slightly darker. Mr. Brown in here, you can't hardly see his ribbon color, but this is him back over here. He has a little bit of a different tone to his coat color, but really when you're looking at back and back and back, they're pretty similar across the board. Sometimes we'll have a lot of variation from the spectrum of lighter to darker. This particular time with the boys, they're very similar. Pink's the darker of the bunch, and yellow is the lightest of the bunch as far as colors go, and all the others fit in between those two. So they're just doing really good and super healthy, and eating well and playing well and just doing excellent. So next I think I'm gonna try to change the camera angle again and see if I can get some good face shots of them as a closer, and as we close this out and finish up introducing these pups. So let me see if I can move the pups around again, and then I'll turn the camera back on. So I was able to maneuver them around, getting them all facing kind of me, but they keep tucking their heads in a little bit. They just want to sleep and snuggle right now. So Mr. Blue, he was the one that had the longer nap before this, so he's not necessarily as tuckered out as the others. He was sleeping earlier, and he's not quite as played out yet. So we got Brown tucked back in here. We got Mr. Green, Miss Yellow right here. Pink, using yellow for a pillow, and Purple, she's using pink for a pillow. Their heads are moving around a little bit. So Mr. Blue, he just wants to come kiss the camera a little bit. And then we've got Mr. Orange here at the end. So it's not quite the angle on the shot for the video that I was hoping for. If you'll forgive me on that, we'll try to put together another little play video. It's a better view of some headshots for them here. So